So I made this video because I had a conversation with Isaiah Martin last night, and please stay till the end of the video. About midway through the video, I have a live call with Isaiah Martin, and we're addressing the issues from the video that you see right up here. You're not fooling nobody, is what the video said, and it's from host Rick Strom from the TYT Sports. Yes, that's Sink and Anna and all the rest of them there at TYT. But in this particular instance, I do not agree with what Rick Strom did. And what he did was he put on another podcaster's ideas and trolling from Twitter of what they think Isaiah Martin said or believes. That's not journalism. That's trolling, flat out. So I'm calling Rick Strom out on this because usually I think he's a pretty decent, reporter, and he's TYT Sports. However, he mostly does what? Politics. Anyway, so we're gonna get into it right now. Want to check out Rick Strom's video on the hit job that he did on Isaiah, though he tried to clean it up at the end and act like, did he flip from being Republican to Democrat? And you got to watch out. But he don't have no facts right. Now, some of the things they said in the video may be true, but the most obvious things that stuck out the most were flat out lies. I'm just saying.
Blew up on TikTok. It blew up on Twitter. Was it all by design? And should we potentially see this as a stunt? Well, let's dive in.
Rick did a piece on Isaiah Martin that I feel was beneath his normal journalistic abilities. Okay? Because he was trolling a troll and put it out there as fact when the troller, Hassan, is clearly trolling on Twitter, gathering what he believes to be facts off a Twitter account.
He's just running on. He's running against an opponent who's like 70 years old, right, in Texas. And
First lie, he's not running against Sheila Jackson Lee. You freaking idiot. Do just a minute amount of work, and you would see that. Hassan the Hun, you're a liar, or you're just lazy.
Why is he taking pictures with one Raphael Ted Cruz?
Excellent question. I'm glad you asked. Now, that is Rick Strong. I don't know how you say his name. Anyway, why is he taking pictures with the Republican? And furthermore, when was this? Because that is what I'm more concerned with. I mean, if you look at a lot of these posts, they're not directly from Isaiah Martin. This is Riley, Texas. That's what it says. So later on, I'm going to tell you what Isaiah Martin said from his mouth because I'm a journalist. So I just don't want to troll on Twitter.
Teams has entered the discourse. Love to see you supporting someone who supports our great senator. Oh my God. Oh no.
Now, that was from Macarena Martinez Aldecoa. Who in the hell is that? Do we even see where she works or what is her credentials? What are we talking about? I don't know no Macarena Martinez. I mean, is she a statesman? Is she a statistics person? I have no idea. So we trolling here. We trolling. As far as I know, she could be a paid bot.
No. Like, how do people find these people, man? What the fuck is going on? Then there's a campaign website which
This guy, Aaron from Queens. Who in the hell is Aaron from Queens? But Aaron from Queens, sure got a lot to say on a national platform that Mr. Hassan the Hun would like for you to know. I just don't understand how we got to this point. But I do know this. When I don't have my questions answered, I go right to the source. We're going to get to Isaiah Martin. I'm just setting this video up.
By his quote tweet, previous platform highlights included full support for Israel as one of America's longest allies.
Once again, Aaron from Queens. And I guess he has a post here from his previous highlights. No support for making 4-year college free. Support for keeping private health insurance, implying opposite to Medicare for all. Y'all are speaking for him, implying. Why didn't you speak to Isaiah Martin, Hassan, or Aaron? Because he is on live TikTok every night. Yeah, you don't want to have that. You just want to put this narrative out the way you want it.
Hasn't even existed for a century. Support for keeping private health insurance, implying opposition to Medicare for all. No support for making 4-year college free. Notably, Isaiah found space in his platform for Israel, but not for LGBTQ rights or.
Did you ask him that? Or are you just taking Aaron from Queen's word? Yes, you're taking Aaron from Queen's word. What trash?
For the climate crisis, as these folks noted. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. Eliza Joshi.
What's up with the Greg Abbott photo?
Even like
that was Rick Storm again, insinuating all this garbage. Because like I said, if you really wanted to know, which you don't, obviously, you would ask the man. Man up. Man up. So that's exactly what I did. I'm not just going to make no side winding video and just take another trolls to do my homework. Another trolls clips to do my homework. No, I want to vet that person. I want to know for sure that it's fact. And if his facts are coming from a Twitter page, from somebody who's just out there tweeting, oh no. That's not how we do it, homeboy. That's not how we do it.
Like other Gen Z TikTok Biden campaign defending liberals have been on this guy. He makes no policy mentions on environment, which is wild because even
policy mentions. Now we're talking about a young person that most of these clips that he's trying to show tweets from are from like 2020. You know where Isaiah was in 2020, 5 years ago? He was in college. He was not a statesman. He wasn't a congressman. He was in college. And he was running around talking about issues. Matter of fact, here's the issues that he was talking about. Let's get into it.
They did. They laughed. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything to help. And I realized at that moment they're going through all that stuff.
Wait a minute. First, I want to make sure I get this right. So you were there asking for help, not supporting Abbott.
No, because you can even literally look at my voting record, which is public.
Mm-hmm.
I literally voted in Democratic primaries. So it's like at that same time, like I didn't vote for a Republican. That doesn't even make any sense. Like I've never volunteered for a Republican. I've never advocated for a Republican. That's never happened. But
well, see, that's where I was kind of thrown off because they said that you were the assistant campaign manager for Kim Ogg.
For Kim Ogg?
Yeah.
No, I was the senior advisor for Congresswoman Jackson Lee. That was my position. Like, and then in that video, they even say that I did something for I ran against Sheila Jackson Lee, which
he's just running on. He's running against an opponent who's like 70 years old, right, in Texas, and she's pro Medicare for all.
Never happened.
Like, he's saying that the gentleman's name I believe is Piker, Hassan Piker, for one, and he was saying that you were an assistant to a DA.
Yeah, so back when you got to remember the time frame.
Right. It's like 2020.
This was years ago.
Yeah. It's like 5 years ago.
Right, and this was like Kim Ogg was the person who at the time was helping me with this collegiate sexual assault program. Right. So like we were working on we got $150,000 for sexual assault survivors without raising tuition at all at the University
So
of
it
Texas
wasn't
Southern.
to get her elected to take out the other Democratic socialists. That's what it says in the TYT.
You gotta remember Kim Ogg was running against a Republican who was a right winger and at the time was endorsed by literally every Democrat in the county.
Right. See, I'm glad you're explaining it in this manner because this is a current video. And because people don't follow history of politics, they do not understand the actual nuances of what was going on. Because I was like, there's no way people would eat him alive if it was just a flip like that.
Well, 100%. Because not only that, but like Kim Ogg, I think every Democrat in the county helped Kim Ogg get reelected, including all of my opponents. Why? Because she was running against a right-wing Republican that wanted to lock up everybody in our neighborhoods like crazy.
But in the video, they play a clip. In the video, they play a clip saying that she was a part of ousting a Democratic socialist. But they give no name.
What?
Yes. So this is what I was looking for. I'm looking for names. I'm looking for, well, who was the Democratic socialist? Now I find out, you know what I mean? Like that.
Also, according to LinkedIn, Isaiah worked as a tough on crime Houston DA, Kim Ogg's assistant campaign manager from 2021 to 2022. After she had just defeated a challenger on her left, Ogg has tried to kick a socialist judge off the bench and continues to support the death penalty.
It wasn't even a team.
Kim Ogg beat Devin Anderson, who was a Republican.
Right.
The DA's office.
Well, they didn't say she was running against it. They said she helped get in that video. She helped get a Democratic socialist removed.
How is that possible?
I don't know. But that's what it says in the video.
But that's what I'm talking about. See, this is what I'm saying. They're just.
And that's why I felt like it was a hit job. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, I was like, there's no names here. And the people that they're quoting that are saying these things about you, like, you believe in abortion and you know what I mean? And all this other stuff. And it's two people mainly from their Twitter account. I'm like, that's all they got? I'm like, who are these people? And then the guy is pretty famous that's saying it. And it's not Rick Storm. He's playing another podcaster. But the podcaster is going through a Twitter account and it says from like 2020.
But what's interesting about this is that, look, people are always going to complain. I think, look, I've been going on live now for about a year.
Yeah.
If I was a Republican, I think that would come out by now. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Like I've been on the internet. I've been doing things. I mean, people like Kamala Harris wouldn't invite me to DC. Biden. I mean, I wouldn't be doing that.
I mean, I know Katie Fang. She would not have you on her show.
That's right.
If you was uncredible. So I was really upset. And that's why, I texted you and stuff. Say, hey, man, I'm about to do a video because I don't agree with what Rick Storm is saying. I messed with TYT a little bit, but here in the last 2 years, I've really fallen off from them. You know what I mean? They have every black commentator that's been on there loses a job, it seems like. You know what I mean? Except for the original one that's been there for so long. But I can't find anyone, that stays there. There's a guy here in Columbus, Ohio, used to be on TYT, and he left. He didn't want to badmouth anybody or anything. He said, but there's some funny business going on. I said, there's a big track record with TYT. The old mayor. Remember the mayor, the black mayor that used to be on there?
So what happened was I said I would no longer do any more content for TYT. Not only will I no longer host shows or show up as a guest contributor, but I'm no longer creating content. And that's not because of any of the show hosts or at all. It's because of what I see the head of the organization, that's Jink and also Anna, turning towards MAGA. And also, normalizing this idea that Donald Trump and his followers are not racist or not threats to black people. And I don't care what the outcome of this past election is, for me to see someone who has garnered over 1 billion views from the progressive community, people who have made so much money off the backs and thoughts of black and white conservatives, I'm sorry, progressives, I felt like that was a disservice for who we are. In a moment where we need progressive news, where we need progressive outlets to be as strong as possible to charge up the Donald Trump administration, I didn't see Chink and Anna taking a stance to say that they were ready to do that. What I saw them do was trying to remain relevant with conservative media. Anna doing interviews with Glenn Beck, Jink showing up on Piers Morgan and other places and talking about maybe these people aren't as conservative as you think, or maybe they're going to save democracy. And then I seen Anna take it a step further when she started calling us religious zealots. People on the left were being compared to religious zealots. And that to me was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I could not in good conscience continue to take a paycheck from this network. So I said, I'll walk away from all this money. I'll walk away from 30 million views a year if I need to, because I'm not willing to sell out what my progressive values are. And I see them chasing checks versus chasing the truth.
He had a falling out with him too. I forget the Bituation. She had a falling out with him. I mean, like they just keep losing people. But at any rate, I just wanted to get it straight from you.
That's right.
It seemed like it was catching traction, and TYT is a pretty big platform. Although Rich Storm is not, really well known, and I don't understand why he keeps doing politics and he's supposed to be TYT Sports. But I guess he can't.
Look, I think ultimately, my ops are very, very scary.
Right.
Because these guys, they just can't fathom that a guy can run for Congress, doesn't need any of the big money in town, haven't had really a single fundraiser, and is able to outraise them with $19 donations. That is really mind-boggling for these guys. And it's like, for what you would normally think, right, in progressive circles, would be the model campaign. No big money, no corporate PACs, raising more than everybody else from regular people. That all of a sudden is being conspiracied to be a Republican plan. I mean, it's just ultimately, this is what they do. And I can't wait to just move past it.
Right. That is awesome. Hey, look, I don't want to take up too much of your time here, but I really appreciate everything that you're doing. And I hope that you're very, very successful. And I'm definitely going to encourage my fans to definitely vote for you.